As a baseball fan, it's always fun watching players who are able to make a pitcher work to get them out. Guys who take tons of pitches, have great plate discipline, and constantly foul the ball off in 2-strike counts. That got me thinking about who the most frustrating batters in the league might be for a pitcher to face. And yes, I'm sure it's frustrating to stand on the mound helplessly as Aaron Judge deposits your fastball on the moon, or walking Ronald Acuna Jr. just to have him steal second, third, home, your wife, your kids, and your uniform before you can even throw your next pitch. But I'm talking more about a specific set of batters who take a ton of pitches and end up getting on base by the end of it. And then once they're on base, they cause trouble there as well. So I looked at 4 different stats to find batters that match this profile: pitches per plate appearance, on-base percentage in 2-strike counts, and stolen bases. Originally, I was just going to list the players that were in the top 25% of qualified batters in these stats, but only one guy in the league met those requirements, and that's Randy Arozarena. So I expanded the search a bit to include players as long as they had more than 10 stolen bases. And with that, I was left with a list of 5 batters who are probably very frustrating for MLB pitchers to face. Here they are. As I mentioned before, Randy Arozarena is the only qualified player in the league this year that's in the top 25% of all 4 stats I listed. If I had to guess, Arozarena is probably one of the most annoying batters for a pitcher to face. Here's a look at those stats for his 2023 season and his ranking among the 133 qualified batters. I don't really watch the Rays unless they're playing against the Blue Jays, but from what I've seen of him at the plate, the stats hold up. He's never an easy out. Here's a great at-bat he had on August 29th this year against Sandy Alcantara, where he ends up walking on 8 pitches after being down 0-2 to start. The next player on this list is Ian Happ of the Chicago Cubs. Happ ranks in the top 25% of qualified batters in pitches per plate appearance, on-base percentage, and on-base percentage in 2-strike counts. He also stole 14 bases this year. Here's a look at those stats for him this year and where he ranks. And this is an 8-pitch walk that he took against Adrian Hauser on July 5th. The third player on this list is Juan Soto of the San Diego Padres. This one is probably the least surprising. This type of stuff has basically been his calling card ever since he debuted with the Nationals. I also can't imagine him shuffling and grabbing his crotch makes the pitchers any happier. Here's a look at those stats from this year and his ranking among the qualified batters. And here's a look at a 10-pitch walk that he worked against Jack Flaherty on August 15th this year. Fourth on the list is Lars Nootbaar of the St. Louis Cardinals. I haven't watched much of Nootbaar other than in the WBC earlier this year, so you guys will have to let me know if he seems like a frustrating out when you've watched him at the plate in 2023. Here's a look at his stats and rankings. And this is a 9-pitch walk he took against Josiah Gray on July 16th. The final player on this short list is Mark Canha, previously of the New York Mets and now of the Milwaukee Brewers. From everything I've seen about him, Mets fans loved him, so he must have been pretty fun to watch at the plate. Here are Canha's 4 stats and his rankings among the qualified batters this year in each. And here's a 13-pitch at-bat he had against Clayton Kershaw on April 18th, where he ends up eventually hitting a single to get on. And that's my quick list of players who I think are probably pretty frustrating for pitchers to face. They take plenty of pitches, get on base a lot even in 2-strike counts, and then once they're on base, they threaten to steal. If you're a fan of any of the teams these guys play for, let me know what you think. Who would you guys put on this list, and do you agree with the stats that I used? Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Jack of All Baseball, and I'll see you next time.